Let the assembly say, praise Yahweh. At this time, I ask that we all stand as we go into prayer. Abba Yahweh, we told you for all the things that you have done. We told you for just being there for us every step of the way, walking this way of life. Abba Yahweh, continue to just be there for us through all things that we do throughout this life. Yahweh, be there for us even in this time of year when the weather gets cold. Abba Yahweh, keep us warm, keep us safe. Abba Yahweh, look over us, and also look over those that are less fortunate, those that might be on the streets at this very hour. Yahweh, comfort them, find them shelter. Abba Yahweh, provide for them the things that they need to survive. Be with them every step of the way, Yahweh. Help them to be able to survive this inclement weather. Yahweh, throughout this winter season, raise the temperatures. Allow the temperatures to be at a normal level, not too cold, so your people may be able to come out. No inclement weather, snowstorms, Yahweh. Redirect those things, Yahweh, especially on your Shabbats, so your people may be able to come out and worship you. Yahweh, help us, be with us as we continue to stand for your name, as we continue to walk in your ways. No matter how much trials, tribulations may come our way, Yahweh, continue to just be there for us as we cry out to you, as we need you in all things. Yahweh, have our minds set on you at all times. Set on you and your son, and to come to you and not worship anything else but you and your son. Yahweh, help us not to be distracted by the things of the world, by the things other nations do in this world. Yahweh, help us to focus our minds to do the things that you have commanded us, those things that you have placed in your Torah. Have those things in our life. Have those things direct us, guide us into righteousness. Have your word continually be within us, Yahweh, so we can live this way out. And Yahweh, continue to just be with your children, your women, the men, Yahweh, all that are in Israel. Be with the minds of all your people. Help us to be of one like mind. Help us to just continually strive and be a Kodesh people, the people that you've chosen from the very beginning, and take great delight in your ways and continue to just walk in your ways no matter what may come our way. Not fear, be able to just walk in strength. Walk in your son, Yahshua HaMashiach's footsteps, and know that walking this way, we do have a reward waiting for us. Know that everything that we do in this lifetime will pay off. In Yahshua HaMashiach's name we pray. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. House of Israel, you may be seated. Welcome all that are in the house of Israel this day. I say it is tough to be in the house of Israel. Tough to be in the house of Yahweh. Another day, another Shabbat. Just to give Yahweh his praise that he well deserves. Yahweh is giving us a day, Israel, to be able to learn of his ways, to be able to just be there to praise him, to stand with him. So we must take delight. We must be happy when we come into the house of Yahweh. And I also want to just welcome all that are tuning in or the live stream. I say Shabbat Shalom to you all also. Today, I want to start off by reading from the book of Tehillim. And this is Psalms 34 to show you that Yahweh is tough. Yahweh is worthy of all praise. So on Psalms 34 says, I will extol Yahweh at all times. His praise will always be on my lips. My soul will boast in Yahweh. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Honor Yahweh with me. Let us extol his name together. I sought Yahweh, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. This poor man called, and Yahweh heard him. He saved him out of all his troubles. The Malachim of Yahweh encamped around those who fear him, and he delivers them. It says, taste and see that Yahweh is tough. Baruch is a man who takes refuge in him. Fear Yahweh, you his saints, for those who fear him lack nothing. The lions may grow weak and hungry, but those who seek Yahweh lack no tough thing. Come, my children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of Yahweh. Whoever of you loves life and desires to see many tough days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking lies. Turn from evil and do tough. Seek peace or shalom and pursue it. The eyes of Yahweh are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry. Face of Yahweh is against those who do evil, to cut off the memory of them from the earth. The righteous cry out, and Yahweh hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. Yahweh is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. A righteous man may have many troubles, but Yahweh delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken. Evil will slay the wicked. The foes of the righteous will be condemned. Yahweh redeems his servants. No one will be condemned who takes refuge in him. Hallelujah. That's a beautiful song that shows you how tough Yahweh is. And he tells you, taste and see that Yahweh is tough. He's saying, try him, Israel. Don't forsake him. Don't turn your back on him. No, try him and see how Yahweh will work in your lives. Just try him out. But a lot of people, they don't even want to try him. They don't want to do whatever the world is doing. They don't want to try Yahweh out and see how things will be in their lives, how things will start to correct in their lives. You see all the chaos in the world, all the things that go on in your lives. You see all the things that come about Israel. It's because, like it says, we don't taste and see that Yahweh is tough. We don't try him out. All we want to do is go up against Yahweh, knowing that he has chose you, Israel, to be his people. Out of all the nations on the earth, he chose you. So that means he's going to be with you every step of the way. That means he is going to take care of you. I want to show in this message this evening that Yahweh is the only one that we should be worshiping. We have to look at the world and look at all the things that the world worships and see that those things are worthless. I will bring it out in this message and show all the things in this world that the nations, they get you to worship. They get you to do different things. They are worthless. If they're not of Yahweh, if they're not what Yahweh commanded, those things we shouldn't be worshiping. But Yahweh Almighty and His Son Yahshua HaMashiach, we should worship Him. I'm gonna go through different things on what people worship and bust down. Like even one prophet, he showed the people. He wanted to bring it out to embarrass them, to show them that what they worshiping, they are worthless. Those things cannot compare to Almighty Yahweh. And he showed people, I'm going to go into it, show the people, okay, you do what you do and see what happens. But when I go to Almighty Yahweh and He works and He does what He says He's going to do, then you will see, okay, the people will see this is Yahweh. All the things that they've been doing, worshiping, is nothing. And they will bow down and notice Yahweh power is unlike anything on this earth. He's going to show, He's going to bust down all the things that the nations worship. But I want to point out things that, you know, we follow sometimes, things of the world, and don't even realize giving homage to different things. Even I'm going to go into even the holidays. You know, those things, you worshiping different things and don't even know it. You think it's fun. Think it's just something to do. But Yahweh, He is scattered us throughout all the earth. And He is seeing if we're going to be loyal to Him. Or are we going to just go about with all the things that the nations are doing. See, these things on the earth are put here by the nations. They put here to distract Israel, to get you to focus on them and not Yahweh. Those things that you worship or do that the nations are doing, those things take your mind off of Yahweh. Even I'm going to go into even money. How people just love money. Even the rap group Wu-Tang, they said cash rules everything around me. That's all people worried about this day. Get the money. The money, it gets you off even the Shabbat. You want to, okay, now I need to get the money. I'm going to work on the Shabbat. No, can't have a mindset like that. I go into how even that money leads you into other things that are not of Yahweh. But this message, hopefully, I can show you that, okay, all the things that the nations do, all the things that the world do that is not of Yahweh, we should stay far away from that. And to show you those things are worthless and shouldn't be focused on in this lifetime. We should focus on just Yahweh. Hallelujah. I want to start by going to Deuteronomy. It's Deuteronomy chapter 8. And I'm going to come back to this later also. But I'm going to kind of do a snippet of chapter 8 and then come back and bring it back later on to try to tie it in on what I'm going after. So it says Deuteronomy 8. I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, remember how Yahweh your God led you all the way in the wilderness these 40 years to humble you and to test you in order to know what was in your heart. It says whether or not you would keep His commands. See, so He does things to test us to see, okay, we going to be loyal to Him or are we going to just go about the things of the nations? Like I said, we were scattered throughout this world, and He is testing us to see, okay, are you going to rely on the world or you going to rely on Almighty Yahweh? And He puts so much pressure on you sometimes that when your back is up against the wall and you have nowhere else to go, then you will recognize, okay, I must go to Almighty Yahweh. I can't go to things of the world because things of the world is not going to help me out. So it says, he humbled you, causing you to hunger, and then feeding you with manna, which neither you nor your fathers had known, to teach you that man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of Yahweh. So your clothes did not wear out, and your feet did not swell during these 40 years. So Yahweh, I told you, he protects his people. No matter where you at, you in the wilderness. Now, you know, in the wilderness, you got all types of things coming up against you. Insects, the weather, trying to find food. But with Yahweh, Yahweh protects his people. Yahweh provides for his people. So why we as a people go against him every time? Knowing that he can do all things. Knowing that he can provide for us. But we continually try to anger Almighty Yahweh. It says, know then in your heart that as a man disciplines his son, so Yahweh, your Abba, disciplines you. So we get out of line, Israel. He's going to discipline you. He's going to get your attention. He's going to try to draw you back to what you're supposed to be doing. Now, we should be happy that he does discipline us. Try to get us back on the right path. Because he could just let you go off and do your own thing. And then when judgment day comes, it's too late to try to repent of your sins. But he gives you this time now. He says, correct yourself now before that day comes. So you will be ready. So you can be able to walk in his kingdom. But like I said, Israel, they continue to try to anger Yahweh. Continue to try to just forget about him. That's what I said. You can't forget about Yahweh. You know, Yahweh doesn't forget about Israel. Yahweh has been there for Israel since the beginning of times. He's been there. He thought about you before he even created this world. Now, that's love. But we had to have that same ahava or love towards Almighty Yahweh. You know, Yahweh spreads his love, and he wants us to do the same thing. It says, verse 10, when you have eaten and are satisfied, praise Yahweh your Abba for the tough land he has given you. Be careful that you do not forget Yahweh your Elohim, failing to observe his commands, his laws, and his decrees that I am giving you this day. See, be careful that you don't forget about those things he has done. I know all of us, throughout our lives, he has done wondrous things in our lives. So we can't forget Yahweh. See, a lot of people, things tough in their lives, everything is going well. Go about your day and don't even think about Yahweh. You just continue on and on and on. But those things that are tough in your life, he does for you. He is doing that for you. So we have to, even each day, recognize, give him total for just another day, breathing the breath of life in us, to give us another day to get it right. Give us another day to be better than we were the day before. So, but he says, if you do forget, says in verse 19, if you ever forget Yahweh your Abba and follow the gods of the nations and worship and bow down to them, says, I testify against you today that you will surely be destroyed. Like the nations, Yahweh destroyed before you. So you will be destroyed for not obeying Yahweh your Abba. Now he shows you those things that he has done to the other nations to show you, okay, see my power, see what I can do. I can do the same thing to you also if you don't obey. But a lot of people, they think, okay, I'm Israel. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I am of Yahweh. Yahweh is not going to do anything to me. I can just do whatever I want because I am his chosen people. That's the mindset people have. So, but Yahweh's not playing with none of us. Israel, people outside of Israel, other nations, he's not playing with anybody. He doesn't care if you proclaim you an Israelite. No, he wants you to walk this way, obey him. He doesn't care about you if you're not doing what he says. But he says if you don't and you forget all the things that he has done, he will destroy you. So that's plain and simple. He's going to destroy you. So we have to recognize, don't do the things of the world. He says, come out of here, my people. You don't have to participate in all the things that the world does, because the world, I said, does things to distract you, to get you off of worshiping Almighty Yahweh. So let's go into this and show how the nations, different people, they worship different things that Yahweh is angry with. Even in his temple, people do things in the temple. That's why Yahweh even wants his temple to be Kodesh. Don't even come in here with a filthy mindset, a wicked mindset. Leave all that stuff out there. But when you come into the temple of Yahweh, have to be Kodesh. You had to keep his temple Kodesh. No amount of foolishness should be dwelling in his sanctuary. So let's go to Jeremiah or Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 7. And I'm going to start at verse 9. And he talked about the ways people worship him in his temple. And he's very angry with it. People just come in any kind of way and do his temple any kind of way. No, this is where Yahweh places his name. Israel, aren't we happy to have a place to be able to worship Almighty Yahweh? Like I said, a lot of people don't have a place to go to. So we have to take advantage of that. But Yahweh places his name in this temple. So we have to keep his temple Kodesh. Don't bring any amount of wickedness or evil in that. I can show you how that brings about disaster if you bringing in all types of filth in his house. Verse 9 of Jeremiah chapter 7 says, will you steal and murder, commit adultery and perjury, burn incense to Baal, and follow gods you have not known, and then come and stand before me in this house, which bears my name, and say, we are safe to do all these detestable things. That's people coming into his house thinking, okay, we are safe. Yahweh is not going to do anything in his house. But look, Yahweh knows, and Yahweh knows that you are doing these things. I'll show you later how the people even come into his house and think they're going to get away with it. That Yahweh does not see. Yahweh is not seeing all the filth that they are doing. It says, has this house, which bears my name, become a den of robbers to you? But look at this. It says, but I have been watching, declares Yahweh. You see, I've been watching all of this. You think I'm not there? You think I don't see all the things that are going on in my sanctuary? No, I see it. But Yahweh's not going to let those things continue to go on. Further on, it says, verse 12, go now to the place in Shiloh where I first made a dwelling for my name, and see what I did to it because of the wickedness of my people, Israel. While you were doing all these things, declared Yahweh, I spoke to you again and again, but you did not listen. Speaks to us every day, Israel. Tells us what to do, gives us commands. Tells us not to go in the ways of the world. but not listening. Because, you know, we caught up in this world. We just continually going on, not aware of we're not doing the things that Yahweh commands. He said time and time again, I talk to you, but you don't listen. Says, therefore, what I did to Shiloh, I will now do to the house that bears my name. The temple you trust in, the place I gave to you and your fathers. He's going to destroy it. He's not playing. You know, he like I said, he's not going to continually let, okay, somebody just tear up his sanctuary, tear up his name and embarrass him. Like he did in Shiloh, destroyed that temple. He says, I will thrust you from my presence, just as I did all your brothers, the people of Ephraim. Now, this is bad when he even tells the prophet, says, do not pray for this people, nor offer any plea or petition for them. Do not plead with me. It says, for I will not listen to you. Because you messed up so bad. You've been so wicked in his eyes. Like I said, trying to embarrass his name. Even the prophets don't even come to me and pray for them. Because they have done so wicked, I'm not even going to listen. Do you not see what they are doing in the towns of Yehuda and in the streets of Jerusalem? It's like, do you not see all the detestable things that they are doing? All the wickedness they are doing in plain sight, thinking they're getting away with it. And thinking Yahweh doesn't see. You know, some of these things that we do in this world is just despicable. And Yahweh is tired of it. Yahweh is angry because we know better. I go later on and show you. He says, you of all people should know better. You know, Yahweh called you. He is giving you instructions. You are supposed to be connected with him. But you of all people messing it up. You know, why? You of all people, why you want to do things they're doing when you have someone that can do all things? You have someone that is there that will answer you in all things, but why you want to get distracted with that and just forget about Almighty Yahweh? That's why he says, don't even pray for them, because I'm tired of it. He's angry. So that's a sad state of affair to be in when you messed up so much that even Yahweh's Kadesh people, his prophets, don't even pray for them. I'm not even listening. That's sad. But like I said, we can't continually to forget about Yahweh, because Yahweh does all things. He is there for you. Let's go into even Ezekiel, how he says the people do wickedly in his sanctuary. This is Ezekiel chapter 8. Ezekiel chapter 8, I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, then he said to me, son of man, look towards the north. It says, so I looked, and in the entrance, north of the gate of the altar, I saw this idol of jealousy. And he said to me, son of man, do you see what they are doing? The utterly detestable things the house of Israel is doing here, things that will drive me far away from my sanctuary. So they worshiping idols, that not even worshiping Yahweh and his sanctuary. See, and Yahweh says, I am Yahweh and I'm a jealous Elohim. Says, don't worship all those other things. He said he a jealous Elohim. You should be worshiping him. But like I said, they do things behind closed doors. They do things in his temples and think Yahweh does not see this. It says, but you will see things that are even more detestable. So it keep going on. It more things that are even more wicked than that. Verse 7 says, Then he brought me to the entrance to the court. And I looked, and I saw a hole in the wall. He said to me, Son of man, now dig into the wall. So I dug into the wall and saw a doorway there. He said to me, Go in, see the wicked and detestable things they are doing here. So I went in and looked. I saw portrayed all over the walls all kinds of crawling things and detestable animals and all the idols of the house of Israel. In front of them stood 70 elders of the house of Israel, and Jaazaniah, son of Shaphan, was standing among them. Each had a censer in his hand, and a fragrance cloud of incense was rising. So you even see that in the Catholic churches. You got the incense things going on in the church. Incense going up to the different idols. All the things that are detestable. You got things, animals, all the detestable things that they worship and not of Yahweh. See, that's what I'm saying. He's a jealous Elohim. Why are you bringing in all these different things? Worshiping all these different things. Worshiping animals. Now, Yahweh made man. Made Adam. Said man will have dominion over all things. Let him name the animals. So why you gonna go off and worship the animal? He gave you dominion over all those things. Now all of a sudden you gonna worship animals? It's sad. So he said to me, Son of man, have you seen what the elders of the house of Israel are doing in the darkness? See, they do these things. They think Yahweh doesn't see it. That's why he says they do these things in the dark. They think they're going to get away with it. They think all these sins are not seen. It says each at the shrine of his own idol. They say Yahweh does not see us. Yahweh has forsaken the land. You see all the things going on in the world today. Some people think, okay, Yahweh is not here. His presence is not here. So I'm going to continue to do evil, wickedness. He's not going to see it because his presence is not here. But all the things going on in this world, all the chaos, all the different things that you see, that inclement weathers, the hurricanes, all those things of Yahweh. He's trying to get your attention. But you think, oh, his presence is not in this world. No, he sees all of it. He tried to get our attention time and time again, but we ignore it. It says, again, he said, you will see them doing these things that are even more detestable. Then he brought me to the entrance to the north gate of the house of Yahweh, and I saw women sitting there, mourning for Tammuz. See this? They talk about, the women talk about if they weep to Tammuz, that will bring them back from the dead. See the different things that they do that don't even sound right. But people's minds are so focused on these different things. They think these different things really and truly are alive, really and truly are going to do things for them, to save them. When in actuality, they're not. All those things Yahweh said are nothing. And you worshiping those things, you will be just like those things, nothing. But like I said, later on, I'm going to show you how one prophet even got to the people and showed them, okay, go ahead and worship your God. And I'm going to worship Yahweh and see which one it works. I'll get to that later. So he said to me, do you see this, son of man? You will see things that are even more detestable than this. He then brought me into the inner court of the house of Yahweh. And there at the entrance to the temple, between the portico and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs towards the temple of Yahweh and their faces towards the east. And they were bowing down to the sun in the east. So he's worshiping the sun. Now, you got those different gods out there, especially of Mizraim of Egypt. Amun Ra, Ra, and all of those Seth, all of those things that people were worshiping. Now that's Amun Ra, the sun god, worshiping all of those things. But do those things deliver you? Do those things save you? But the people, that's a terrible mindset to be in, where you worshiping all those other things. You worshiping gold, silver, wood, things that do not breathe breath of life into you, things that cannot move, cannot feed you or anything, and you just ignore Yahweh like that. What he has done from the beginning of times up to now, we continually seek to worship other things. Sometimes not even realizing it. But like hopefully at the end of this message, I show you that things we do this day, people don't even realize that you're going further away from Yahweh. Well, like I said, we have to continually have our mind set on Yahweh each and every day. It's because it's enough in this world that'll distract all of us. But if we continually to focus on him, continually, that's why he has you come out to the Shabbat. He has you to worship his feast days, to get your mind off of the things of the world. But that's not knowing we just going to continue to go on with the world and not realizing Yahweh is calling his people. Yahweh wants his people to follow him because the time is getting shorter. I don't know how much time the people think they have, but we don't have much time. We are in the last days. So we have to get ourselves together now and follow Yahweh. Now, he says in verse 17, have you seen this, son of man? Is it a trivial matter for the house of Yehudah to do the detestable things they are doing here? Must they also fill the land with violence and continually provoke me to anger? See, we keep provoking them. Keep testing Almighty Yahweh, thinking he's not going to do anything. And it's mainly us, Israel. Mainly people that think, okay, I'm Israel, I'm safe. Like I said earlier, we are safe. He's not going to do anything. Can't have that mindset, because if you continue to say, okay, I'm safe, and do what Yahweh does not command, like I said earlier, he will destroy you. So even later on in chapter 9, he gets so fed up that chapter 9, you go ahead and read in chapter 9 and see, okay, he's going to mark his people. He's going to mark his people, and then he says, okay, go out and kill utterly. Do not have any compassion or anything, but kill men, women, children, all that in the land that do not follow him. See, Yahweh not playing. See, he says he's going to mark his chosen people, his people that are going to do his will. But anything other than that, anything that just want to worship other things, guess what? Destroyed. Time and time again, he shows you people are destroyed. But so we had to see, Yahweh not playing. Let's go to Deuteronomy. And show you how he wants his people to worship in his temple and his sanctuary. The place where he puts his name. This is Deuteronomy 12. It says, these are the decrees and the laws you must be careful to follow in the land that Yahweh, your Elohim, has given you to possess as long as you live in the land. It says, destroy completely all the places on the high mountains and on the hills and under every spreading tree, where the nations you are dispossessing worship their gods. So don't do those things. Don't put those things away. Don't even think about them. Break down their altars, smash their sacred stones, and burn their Asherah poles in the fire. Cut down the idols of their gods and wipe out their names from those places. And you go into the scripture and see how the different prophets, they didn't play. They followed Almighty Yahweh. So those things that were up, those things that the people were worshiping, they destroyed those things. They said, nah, this can't be a part of Almighty Yahweh. We had to get rid of it. Because the people continually doing, worshiping other things, that stuff spread. That sin spread all around where everyone started doing it. But he said to get rid of all this stuff. Don't even think about this stuff. Even Abraham got rid of his father's idols. He's like, no, we can't have this in this house. He even showed his father how those things are worthless. He embarrassed them. He showed them, okay, see, these things can't eat. These things cannot save you. Showed them. And his father couldn't even say nothing, because he showed Yahweh was with Abraham. Told him, okay, just bust up those things. Show them that they're worthless. They can't save. So verse 4 says, you must not worship Yahweh your Abba in their way. Do not go do things that like the world does. Don't bring those things in the world into Yahweh's temple. A lot of people, they want to bring the world into Yahweh's temple. No. When he brings you out of that world, opens your eyes to his way of life, you have to follow what he says. Don't come in here and bring what the world has. Christianity, all the religions of the world. No. This is a way of life. Yahweh wants you to follow his way of life. So can't bring that stuff in here. It says, but you are to seek the place Yahweh your God will choose from among all your tribes to put his name there for his dwelling. To place, that place you must go. It says there, bring your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes, your special gifts, what you have vowed to give, and your free will offerings. It says, and the firstborn of your herds and flocks. There, in the presence of Yahweh your God, you and your families shall eat and shall rejoice in everything you have put your hands to, because Yahweh your God has baruched you. See, you have to come into Almighty Yahweh's house where he placed his name. He says, rejoice. Don't come in saddened. Don't come in here with the things of the world. No, come in here, have a mindset of Almighty Yahweh. Come in here wanting to give him praise, wanting to rejoice for all the things that he has done in your lives. And there's plenty of things that he has done in your lives that you can rejoice about. So we can't come into Almighty Yahweh's house and bring the things of the world. We can't come into Almighty Yahweh's house saddened, burdened. No, this is where we can come to be happy, to get away from all the things of the world. Get your mind off of those things. The things in the world, it wears you down. And he knows that. That's why he gives you that Shabbat. 6 days, you do your labor. The 7th is the Shabbat, where you take your rest. Get your mind off of all the things of the world and learn of Almighty Yahweh. And the things that you learn of Almighty Yahweh, the things rejuvenate you. It gives you strength. It gets you going to the next week. Strengthen you some more until this is a continual pattern and nothing will be able to shake you, Israel. So like I said, his days are nothing to play with. He is with his people every step of the way. So if you think, okay, you're going through things in this lifetime and you want things to get better, How's it going to get better? You have to follow Yahweh. You know, where things of the world, you rely on the world. You go out and vote different presidents. You think things going to get better. You relying on them. It's not going to get better relying on them. So we have to seek Almighty Yahweh. And when we seek him out, continually to walk in his ways, that's when it's going to get better, Israel. That's when Yahweh starts working in your lives, and you will see it, and you will know that Yahweh is with you. And when you know that, Israel, like I said, nothing will get you off that path. Because you know Yahweh does not lie, and Yahweh says, you continue to endure to the end of your days, you will be saved. So we have to walk in his ways and know that, okay, if I do this to the end, I will be saved. I will be well rewarded. So let's go to 1 Kings. 1 Kings, this is chapter 18. Talked about earlier. Prophet, he went out to show the people how foolish they looked, worshiping their gods and not worshiping Almighty Yahweh. He showed them how Yahweh being with him, Yahweh worked his power, and they saw it, and they couldn't do nothing but bow down and worship Almighty Yahweh after that. Now, who I'm talking about, this is a liar. So this is 1 Kings 18. We'll start at verse 19. He tells the people, now summon people all over Israel to meet me on Mount Carmel, and bring the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah who eat at Jezebel's table. Bring them all. Elijah say, I'm going to show you all something. Show you how the things that you worship, nothing. The things you worship don't do anything, but when you see what Yahweh does, you will know, okay, those things I had to put aside. Those things I got to get rid of. No, Yahweh has all the power, so we must worship him. So Ahab sent word throughout all Israel and assembled the prophets of Mount Carmel. Elijah went before the people and said, how long will you waver between two options? See, asking them, how long are you going to waver? Okay, are you going to worship these things that you say they're gods, or are you going to worship Almighty Yahweh? See, we do that in the world today. Say we with Almighty Yahweh. See, then you go back into the world. You know, I'm here, one Shabbat, I'm going to come this day to worship Yahweh. Don't see you for 2 or 3 more weeks. So you say you're supposed to be worshiping Yahweh, you have to be here continuously. It's not something that's here and there. No, this is all the days of our lives. So he asked the people, why you continue to waver? Yahweh doesn't want anybody that's lukewarm. Yahweh wants someone that he says be there 100%. You know, but being lukewarm, okay, I'm going to serve you today, tomorrow. I think I'm going to go back in the world and do what I'm going to do. No, Yahweh doesn't like that. So Elijah asked the people, how long are you going to waver? If Yahweh is Elohim, follow him. But if Baal is Elohim, follow him. He asked the people, okay, you follow one or the other. Don't waver. But the people said nothing. You know, they didn't know. They like, okay, they wasn't sure. So Elijah is going to show them. Then Elijah said to them, I am the only one of Yahweh's prophets left, but Baal has 450 prophets. Now later on, Elijah thought he was the only one. And Yahweh told him, yeah, I have 7,000 faithful ones that haven't bowed their knee to Baal. He showed them, man, I have people all around. So even to us, it may seem like just a few by yourself, but Yahweh has people scattered all over the world. You know, he doesn't just have people right here. No, it's all over the world. So don't get down and think you the only one. No, there's people all over there that are serving Almighty Yahweh. So you're not the only ones. He says, get 2 bulls for us. Let them choose one for themselves. And let them cut into pieces and put it on the wood, but not set fire to it. I will prepare the other bull and put it on the wood, but not set fire to it. Then you call on the name of your God, and I will call on the name of Yahweh. The one who answers by fire, he is Elohim. So he's showing them, okay, go ahead and do what you do. Let's see which one's going to answer. So the people, they went on with it. People said, it is tough. We will do that. And so they go on, do their sacrifice. And Elijah had, say, a little fun with them because they were going on trying to summon their God to see if their God was going to answer. But Elijah like, okay, time going on. What's going on? He's not answering. Where is he at? So it says, I'm going to start at 27, verse 27. At noon, Elijah began to taunt them. It says, shout louder, he said. Surely he is a God. Perhaps he is in deep thought, or busy, or traveling. Maybe he is sleeping and must be awakened. So you're having a little fun with them, like, okay, he's trying to embarrass them to show them, do you see what you're doing? Do you see sometimes, well, all the time, you have to bust down the things that the people do that are not of Yahweh, the people worship. To show them, okay, do you see how foolish you look? Worshiping all those things. They're not answering you. They're not doing anything for you. You have to bust that down to show them, okay, no, Yahweh is the only one we should go to. Now it says, maybe he is sleeping and must be awakened. So they shouted louder and slashed themselves with swords and spears, as was their custom, until their blood flowed. Now you see different people in the world, different nations, they have strange customs. You get customs all over. That's why we can't follow all the customs and the things of the world. All those things, you look at certain things that strange, or you slashing yourself, that was their custom. Let the blood flow. You see people doing different witchcraft, all the wicked dancing and all, trying to summon these gods. You gotta look at those things and say, okay, that is not of Yahweh. We can't follow those things. Yahweh, his people should be able to see different things and discern and know, okay, can't do that. That's not of Yahweh. But can be blind to all of these things. I go into different things that people do in the nations this day. I point out one thing. Okay, what about Groundhog Day? People go out Groundhog Day, get a groundhog, and if the groundhog sees his shadow, what was it, 6 more weeks of winter or something like that? You relying on a groundhog to tell you how much time you have for winter. That's what I'm saying. How foolish does that sound? But the people, they go out in numbers and do this, taking pictures and everything. This is a tradition. You know, even some of us, we rely on that. We go, oh, okay, it's 6 more weeks of winter. No, Yahweh makes all of these things, the seasons. Yahweh does all of that. Why we don't rely on him? Like I said, we rely on the things that the world is doing. I'm going later on, show you even with the holidays. You know, the certain things we do, certain words that we use to give homage to different gods. And we don't even realize it. But it says, verse 29, midday passed, and they continued their frantic prophesying until the time for the evening sacrifice. But there was no response. No one answered. No one paid attention. So Elijah say, see, nobody answering. You doing all this slashing your wrist, letting blood flow for nothing. Look how foolish that looks. So Elijah gonna show them, okay, now I'm gonna show you who true Elohim is. I'm gonna show you who you should be worshiping. He pointed out at first, look how foolish it looks. He's not answering. Whatever you worshiping, not answering. Now you will see. So what Elijah did, with his sacrifice, he built his altar. He told them to pour water on it. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Now that's a lot of water to put on an area where you're going to build a fire. Now, you know who is going to light a fire with all this water around it. It's not no man. It got to be Yahweh. So he's showing the people, okay, if fire is going to light this, you know it's going to be from Yahweh, not from Elijah. So, excuse me. So, verse 36 says, at the time of the sacrifice, the prophet Elijah stepped forward and prayed, O Yahweh, Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, let it be known today that you are Elohim in Israel, and that I am your servant, and have done all these things at your command. See, he gives Yahweh his due respect. Goes to Almighty Yahweh, praise to him. See, when we do things in life, we have to go to him, Israel. We can't rely on ourselves, thinking we're going to do everything ourselves. No, we rely on Yahweh. Yahweh will help us out to do whatever we're doing. So answer me, O Yahweh, answer me. So these people will know that you, O Yahweh, are Elohim, and that you are turning their hearts back again. So then fire fell and burned up the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and the soil, and also licked up the water in the trench. That's nothing but Yahweh. That you can't say, okay, man did that, Elijah did that. No, that was from Almighty Yahweh. So the people saw that. In verse 39, when all the people saw this, they fell prostrate and cried, Yahweh, he is Elohim. Yahweh, he is Elohim. See, they recognize that. They like, okay, nah, that's power. We have to worship Almighty Yahweh. See, that's why we had to bust down the things that different people do in this world, not following those things. Show the world that those things that they do, can't follow in that, they're nothing. They're worthless. So then Elijah commanded them, seize the prophets of Baal. Don't let anyone get away. Says they seized them, and Elijah had them brought down to the Kishon Valley and slaughtered there. See? Got rid of them. Those that worship Baal, it's like, all right, let's go out and kill those people, slaughter those people. Just like, and like I said in the book of Ezekiel, same thing. So he showed the people, they were aware, they began to follow Almighty Yahweh. Throughout the scriptures, different people, they had to turn the people's hearts back to Almighty Yahweh because they were worshiping different things that are not of Yahweh. So that's why I said we can't forget Yahweh because he can do awesome things, Israel. He has all the power. So we must follow him. Like I said, we are his chosen people. We of all people should know. We should know better and follow him all the days of our lives. Let's go to 1 Samuel. It's 1 Samuel chapter 5. Still talking about different gods that the people worship and how Yahweh don't allow those things. He tries to show the people that, okay, those things you worshiping, no, I'm going to bust those things up. Now, this is 1 Samuel chapter 5. It says, after the Philistines had captured the ark of Yahweh, they took it from Ebenezer to Ashdod. It says, then they carried the ark into Dagon's temple and set it beside Dagon. Now see, right there, Yahweh is like, nah, you're not going to have some filthy idol right next to my ark. It says, so when the people of Ashdod rose early the next day, there was Dagon falling on his face on the ground before the ark of Yahweh. It's like, no, you're not going to have this standing here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to bust this up. So they took Dagon and put him back in his place. But the following morning, when they rose, Yahweh said, okay, you want to continue to do this? It says, there was Dagon falling on his face on the ground before the ark of Yahweh. His head and his hands had been broken off and were lying on the threshold. Only his body remained. See, even like I said, Abraham, he bust up his father's idols to show them they are nothing. Yahweh does the same thing with Dagon. Like I said, we had to be careful with even the words that we use, because we don't know we give homage to different gods. And I thought about this, it said Dagon. You know how some people, they say daggone it. Some people see that daggone. Just like grace had to, like Zarkane says, we had to remove certain things out of our vocabulary. Because grace were gods, fertility. Dagon, even that Dagon was fertility god. So, like I said, we have to be aware of different words that we use and try to get those things out our vocabulary. Because, like I said, the nations, they try to introduce you to different things, and we pick up those things from the nations, not knowing, okay, Yahweh did say, do not follow the nations. Don't do what they do. But like I said, sometimes we're not aware of what we're doing. So we have to Yahweh had to point it out to us, to show us the things that we're doing, they're not of Yahweh. You have to steer far away from it. Now it says in verse 5, that is why to this day neither the priests of Dagon nor any others who enter Dagon's temple at Ashdod step on the threshold. Now, Yahweh shows you how angry he is with that. In verse 6, it says, Yahweh's hand was heavy upon the people of Ashdod and its vicinity. He brought devastation upon them and afflicted them with tumors. So he showed the people how despicable that was. He set tumors on to the people to show them, okay, nah, you're not going to have any idols in my vicinity. You're not going to be worshiping other things amongst my ark. So it says the ark of Elohim of Israel must not stay here with us, because his hand is heavy upon us and upon Dagon, says our God. Now, that's crazy right there, that Yahweh shows his power, shows you what he can do to you following those things, but you still want to follow that. He said, nah, they knew, like, we got to get this ark away from us, because Yahweh not playing, but people's minds, they not set on, okay, nah, we must follow Yahweh. See how he shows us how despicable we are sometimes, that we follow those different things. It says, so they called together all the rulers of the Philistines and asked them, what shall we do with the ark of the Elohim of Israel? And they answered, have the ark of the Elohim of Israel moved to Gath, So they moved the ark of Elohim of Israel. Said, but after they moved it, Yahweh's hand was against that city, throwing it into a great panic. He afflicted the people of the city, both young and old, with an outbreak of tumors. So they sent the ark of the Elohim to Ekron. So he afflicted those people to show them, okay, nah, don't have that filth within my vicinity. So don't you think Israel that he can afflict you, his people, this day if you go worship other things besides him? Don't you think he'll bring disaster onto you if you go out and worship other things? We wonder why each and every day these things come upon us. All the things that afflict us. That's because we have forgotten our Elohim. We have gone the opposite way. And Yahweh continually, like he said, he continually talks to us, tell us, no, get on the right path, but we're not listening. So we're going to continually suffer each and every days of our lives if we continually not worship him. And we can't blame anyone else but ourselves. So it says, verse 12, those who did not die were afflicted with tumors, and the outcry of the city went up to the Shemaim. So he shows the people, I'm not playing. I have all power. You want to worship those things, I will afflict you. So Israel, even with, I want to go to Jeremiah. But first, let me go to Yeshayah. Yeshayah chapter 42. So Yeshayah 42 verse 8 says, I am Yahweh, that is my name. So Yahweh has given you his name, his Kodesh name, to know of it. You know, a lot of people, they don't know his name, but Israel, you know of his name. So don't go worshiping other things. It says, I will give my honor. I will not give my honor to another, or my praise to idols. See, he's not even going to allow anything else of this world to get praise over him. You know, Yahweh is due praise because he has done all things. So, like he said, he's not going to allow other things in this world that are nothing to be praised over him. Come on now. That's ridiculous. And he tells the people, okay, what are you doing? Things are despicable. Those things, I'm not even going to listen to you when you cry out to me because you know better. You shouldn't be doing those things. Talks to you like a child. Like he says, he disciplines you. Tells you, okay, stop doing those things. So, Yeshayah 43, verse 11 says, even I am Yahweh, and apart from me, there is no Savior. So you see, he says, there's no other but me. Don't follow other things. It's just him. Yahweh tells his people. All we had to do is listen and follow. It says, I have revealed and saved and proclaimed. Haven't he done that, Israel? He's revealed all things to Israel. He is saved. He has proclaimed all things. It says, I and not some foreign god among you. I'm not just, because people think Yahweh is some sort of God and, you know, they can worship him in any kind of way. But Yahweh says he is not a God. He says all the gods of the nations are idols. But what it says, he is Yahweh. I am Yahweh, he says. Now it says, this next verse says, you are my witnesses, declare Yahweh, that I am Yahweh. You are my witnesses, Israel. Like I said, you should know better among all people. You should be living the way Yahweh wants among all people. Now, if you getting it wrong, Israel, who's going to get it right? See, it comes through you, Israel, the righteous way of living, to show the world how to walk in Almighty Yahweh's ways. Because one day in his kingdom, you will be exalted over all nations. So that's why he wants you in this lifetime to show people, even though they don't care nothing about you, but to show others that no, Yahweh wants us to live a certain way. We can't live any kind of way. And doing that, being examples, you draw other people also. Because like I said, everybody don't know this way. Everybody in this world, there's a lot of people seeking Yahweh. So if they can see that that's how you're supposed to live, that's how Kadesh people are supposed to live, they'll begin to follow also. That's what Yahweh wants, to draw more and more of his people. It says, yes, and from ancient days, I am he. No one can deliver out of my hand. When I act, who can reverse it? So he tells you right then and there, no one else can do what he does. You follow other things, then you're going to be like those things. But you follow Yahweh, you're going to be strengthened through him. You're going to see things through his eyes. And Abba Yahweh is not going to steer you the wrong way. Yahweh is going to steer you down that righteous path. So that's why I said we can't forget about Yahweh. We forget about Yahweh, how we going to make it see salvation? How we going to make it to his almighty kingdom? So let's go into Jeremiah and talk about even the holidays that the world is gearing up for right now. How those things, Yahweh says, stay far away from those things because they are not of him. Yahweh gives you feast days, his Kodesh days to follow. You know, we can't be jealous because they have Christmas, they having fun and partying. Yahweh gives his day, even the Feast of Tabernacles is a feast to rejoice. The feast to bring in all your ingathering, your fruits, your everything to rejoice on what he has done for you. You mean to tell me that's not having fun, that's not being joyful of the things that Yahweh has done? You mean to tell me those things are burdensome to you? No, Yahweh, his days are joyful, delightful, because they lead to his kingdom. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10. It says, this is what Yahweh says. Do not learn the ways of the nations. See, don't do the things of the world, because they're going to draw you away. Or be terrified by signs in the sky, though the nations are terrified by them. Now, when Yahweh, Yahshua, when he cracks that sky and steps foot on this earth, the nation is going to be very frightful, very afraid when he steps forth on this earth. And they know it. You know, the nations know his name. They try to take those things away from you. They know who the true people of Israel is. They try to take those things from you to get you, like I said, away from worshiping him. But they know their time is running short. Just like Shaitan only has a short period of time. He knows. So they know one day in that sky, you're going to crack that sky and he going to shake this world. And judgment is coming. They can't escape it. You know, so they can do what they're doing now, all the things they're doing in this earth, but Yahweh is going to put a finale to all of this stuff. He's going to finish all that stuff and destroy it in order to bring his kingdom down on this earth. It says, verse 3, for the customs of the people are worthless. See, it says those things that are of the world that you want to be part of, those things are worthless because they're not of Yahweh. It says they cut a tree out of the forest and the craftsman shaped it with a chisel. They adorn it with silver and gold. They fasten it with hammer and nails, so it will not totter. Now see with the Christmas. You got the Christmas trees. You bring in the Christmas trees. You deck it with silver and gold. All these things that Yahweh says do not worship. But the people don't realize that they are worshiping those things. They think, okay, nah, this is just something fun. This is something that is tough for us. Those things we can be happy for. No, Yahweh doesn't want us to celebrate those things. Yahweh gives us his days to celebrate. But like I said, the people, they have their custom, their traditions. Don't want to break that. You know, year after year, among the generation after generations, you know, people continue to do those things. But when someone shows you that those things are not of Yahweh, when someone shows you that we have to stay far away from those things because it is drawing us away from Yahweh, we can't turn our backs. We can't just ignore it because it's in his Torah. It's right there looking at you dead in the face. But we can't be stubborn. We can't just reject the word of Yahweh. We have to one day listen. All those things that we've been taught by our families or friends, all those things not always true, or not always what Yahweh wants. And when we notice that, we have to stay far away from it. Even if our families, our friends, they start to push you away. They start to ignore you because you're not following with their traditions. Can't worry about that. Just know if you walk in Yahweh's ways, he will look out for you. So it says, like a scarecrow in a melon patch, their idols cannot speak. Just like, yeah, even a Halloween. You know, they set up these scarecrows and all these different things. Now, you mean to tell me the things of Halloween, that is of Yahweh? No. So, like I said, Yahweh gives you a discerning look to see, okay, nah, these things are not of Yahweh. I shouldn't be celebrating those things. It says, do not fear them. They cannot do harm, nor can they do any tug. So, like I said, Yahweh points out things to us. We can't just be blind to everything. Close our ears to all things Yahweh is showing us. Don't forget about Yahweh. Because Yahweh can forget about us and say, okay, all right, continue on. I'm not going to discipline you. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to just let you continue down the way of destruction. But Yahweh is ever so merciful. So he gives us chance after chance after chance. So we had to get it right sometime, Israel, because like I said, the time is running out. Let's go to Hosea. Hosea chapter 13. Says, when Ephraim spoke, men trembled. He was exalted in Israel, but he became guilty of Baal worship and died. Now they sin more and more. See, these days you see it. People continually sinning and it's getting worse and worse. People not looking towards Almighty Yahweh. They just want to have fun. They want to do what they want to do and disregard Almighty Yahweh. They make idols for themselves from their silver, cleverly fashioned images, all of them the work of craftsmen. It says, but on verse 4, but I am Yahweh your Abba, who brought you out of Mizraim. You shall acknowledge no Elohim but me, no Savior except me. I cared for you in the wilderness, in the land of burning heat. Talked about that in Deuteronomy. When I fed them, they were satisfied. When they were satisfied, guess what? They became proud. Then they forgot me. See that? Things get so good for us. Yahweh is doing things in our lives, and then we just forget about him. Think the things that we get in life, the wealth, the food, whatever it is in this lifetime, you think all of a sudden you have done that. You forget about Yahweh. Yahweh is with you. Let's go. Like I said, I'm going to go back. Like I said, I was going to go back to Deuteronomy chapter 8 again. Just to point out that verse. Deuteronomy 8. I'm going to start at verse 10 again. It says, when you have eaten and are satisfied, praise Yahweh your Abba for the tough land he has given you. Be careful that you do not forget Yahweh your Abba, failing to observe his commands, his laws, and his decrees that I am giving you this day. Verse 12 says, otherwise, when you eat and are satisfied, when you build fine homes and settle down, and when your herds and flocks grow large, and your silver and gold increase, and all you have is multiplied, then your heart will become proud, and you will forget Yahweh your Abba, who brought you out of Mizraim. See that? Hearts became proud. Think, okay, now all these things, the things that I have, I did this. You know, Yahweh wasn't dead. Yeah, I did all of that. See, Yahweh, that's not a state where Yahweh wants. Yahweh provides for us. He gives us things, and he wants us to acknowledge him, to give him praise, not to boast and think, okay, I have everything. Like I said, this world rely on money, and money is going to send you straight to destruction, just relying on it. Day and night, that's what you focused on, getting money all day. That says you can't serve both Yahweh and Mammon, that money. So you pick one or the other. You can't serve both, Israel. That's why the money is dangerous, because even that lead, when they bring this system to a close, cashless society, and you focus on that money so much so, you be willing to get that mark. Because, okay, now I need to be provided for. I need the things of this world. So, like I said, you won't forget about Yahweh and take that mark and rely on the world. But if you're not focused on the things of the world right now, and those things come to pass, then you will know, okay, I can't take that. I will rely on Yahweh. Yahweh will provide. Yahweh will be there for me. That's all we had to do, Israel. He gives you this time right now to strengthen yourselves, to be prepared for those things to come. And like I said, Yahweh is always talking to us. Yahweh is always guiding us, but we don't listen to him. So it says, let's go back to Hosea chapter 13, verse 9. It says, you are destroyed, O Israel, because you are against me, against your helper. Where is your king, that he may save you? It says, where are your rulers and all your towns, of whom you said, give me a king and princes? That's what we did, Israel. Wanted the king to rule over us. When you have Almighty Yahweh that can do all, be there for you, rejected him, forgot about him, pushed him to the side. You wanted the king to rule over you. Why? Because you want to be just like the nations. A sad state of faith to reject Yahweh and want to be just like the nations. But like I said, that's what we did, Israel. We had to be shameful for that. It says, verse 11, so in my anger, I gave you a king, and in my wrath, I took him away. The guilt of Ephraim is stored up. His sins are kept on record. So Yahweh is keeping all these things on record, if we want to believe that or not. All the sins that we do, all the things that we do in this world to reject Yahweh, guess what? They recorded. So we can't continue to do those things because Yahweh is going to show you in Judgment Day, okay, these are all the things that you have done. I showed you my ways. I was there for you, but look what you did. You rejected all of those things. And you can't say Yahweh is a liar. You can't say, okay, I didn't do those things, because Yahweh cannot lie. And Yahweh is going, like you said, bust you down and show you, okay, you were nothing because you didn't rely on me. You were nothing because you worship all those things of the world. So since I said we was talking about the money, you can't worship or serve Yahweh and Mammon, let me go to that just to show you where that is, Israel. This is Matthew chapter 6. Matthew chapter 6, verse 24 says, no one can serve two masters. Either he will hate the one and however the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. It says you cannot serve both Yahweh and Mammon, or money. So he's telling you, okay, don't focus on those things, because that money is going to draw you away from him. Get your mind off of him. You see how people have all the luxuries, all the riches of this world. They don't pay Yahweh no mind. All those things draw you away from him. You focus now on what you can get, what can please your vessel. You're not focused on Almighty Yahweh. That's why Yahweh keeps us in this state of, you don't have much, but you have to be happy for the things that he does provide for you, because he gives you the things that you need. He's there for you every step of the way. So are we still here this day? Are we still allowed to go to his sanctuary and praise his name? Or are we able to go back and forth out in the world? Yahweh protects you. See, a lot of people, they don't recognize little things in this world that Yahweh does for us. But we have to be joyful even just for that breath of life. Let me go into how those riches come back on us and bite us and go against us, and show you how those things lead to destruction. Let's go to 1 Timothy as I wrap this up, Israel. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse 24. Or verse 9, sorry. Timothy 6:9 says, people who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge men into ruin and destruction. And you see it. People get money. They do all types of filthy things, wicked things in this world. They do drugs, alcohol. They look for women, all those things. When they run out of that money, they do everything possible to get more of it so they can continually please that vessel. See, those things are not of Yahweh. Those things direct you towards destruction. But you see it every day in this world, what people do with money. You know, they destroy even their very vessels that Yahweh wants to dwell in. But use that money to fill your vessel with all types of filth and wickedness. Now it says, for the love or hava of money is the root of all kinds of evil. It says some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. See, worried about getting that money, not coming out to the Shabbat. No, I'm gonna work. I need this money. I need to pay for this. I need to pay for that. But those things are drawing you away from Yahweh. You forget Yahweh. Yahweh can provide for you if you only do what he says. Listen to his commands. Come out to his Shabbats. his feast days, Yahweh will provide for you. He'll get you what you need, as long as you following his ways. But now we focus on the money. How am I gonna make it? I need to work. I can't work. I can't come to the Shabbat. No, Yahweh sees it. He knows what you need. And like I said, he provides everything you need, Israel. Let's go to verse 17. It says, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth. Don't put your hope into that stuff. Like I said, this stuff on this world is not going to last. So don't put your hope in that. Put your hope in the Almighty Yahweh. It says, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in Yahweh, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. See, he provides us. He does the things for us for our enjoyment. So don't put your hope into that stuff. Command them to do tough, to be rich in tough deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. And this, he says, they will lay up treasures for themselves as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of the life that is truly life. That's what we trying to take hold of, Israel. The life that is truly life, everlasting life. So we have to strive and focus on those heavenly things that Yahweh has promised us, not the things of this world, and not forget about Almighty Yahweh. We have to stay focused on him and know what he has done for us. So, Israel, that concludes my message for this evening. I hope that showed you, okay, we must follow Yahweh all times. We can't be focused on the world, because the things of this world is going to draw you further and further away from Almighty Yahweh. But in Yahweh provides all the things we need. He's going to be there for you every step of the way. No doubt about it, Israel. So that concludes my message. And I say at this time, may we all stand as we go into prayer. I'll be Yahweh. We told you for the breath of life. We told you for just being there for us, providing for us the things that we need in this lifetime. Continually show us your ways. Guide us down that path to salvation. Yahweh, continue to guide your people. Be in your people's minds to show them that you and your son Yahshua HaMashiach are the only ones that we should worship, only ones that we should give the praise to. Show us, Abba Yahweh, your wondrous ways. Continually be with us, and those dark days that are ahead of us, continually prepare us for those days to come. Strengthen us, Abba Yahweh, so we be able to walk with strength and not fall. Yahweh, this evening, on your Shabbat, help us, Yahweh, to get a good evening rest. Rest these souls, Abba Yahweh, from all the labor we have done throughout the week, and help us, Yahweh, to get up refreshed, to come out to your Shabbat, to your sanctuary that you have placed your name, and give you all the praise that you well deserve. In Yahshua HaMashiach's name we pray. Hallelujah.